Hello, how are you? I am Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru, your sister friend, and I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess centered lifestyle. And something that I like to do is look at the power of astrology as we look at people who are well known in the media in some kind of way, in in the news, and seeing what's going on with them and looking at their astrology so that we can understand how astrology can help us. When I found astrology, it made me realize that I don't have to feel like life is just happening to me. Are ancient spiritual sciences that can help us understand what's going on, help us to look out to the future to see, okay, well, this is where I'm headed and this is what I can expect. So it helps me to prepare in a different way right now. Or sometimes it's like, I know a rough time is coming. This time is good. So let me take advantage of this time where I have good energy because things may slow down, when that rougher astrological transit comes. And so, yeah, I love looking at the astrology of well-known people. Today, I'm going to look at Patti LaBelle. I've recently gone over Smokey Robinson. I guess I'm looking at the ones who are older. You could say Pluto in Leo. That's one of the ways we think about generations in astrology. Where's your Pluto? That lets me know what generation you're a part of. And so this is, I guess you could say, boomer, kind of sort of like boomer silent generation type of transit. And so I notice that I typically am looking at men, but it just seems like, no disrespect, I have a husband, sons, brothers, father, nephews, friends, children who are sons, love men. Okay, I don't have anything against men, but men seem to be the ones that catch my attention because they're doing some rough, diabolical, whatever, some bad stuff. And it's like, oh, let me look at his chart and see what's going on. Because Smokey is, it's not a positive read. Well, um, Patti LaBelle caught my attention recently because I thought, wow, she's 81 and outperforming on the front porch. I just found it so fascinating. It's like, who is this 81-year-old woman that she looks so different from what I'm used. Well, what is stereotypical, I guess you could say, for 81. So I will look at her chart and I don't want to disparage anybody. I don't This is not to even make predictions about people. It's really just I find it to be interesting. So if that interests you, please stay. Please stay. And, you know, yeah. Okay, let me just keep going. So, for this is not my first time personally looking at her chart. It's my first time looking at it on camera. But I just knew Patti LaBelle had something significant going on with Uranus. I thought surely she's an Aquarius. Well, it turns out her sun sign is Taurus, but she looks like a Taurus. To me, Tauruses are just beautiful. It's just something that's very, very beautiful about Tauruses. And Tauruses actually do have longevity. So that is contributing to her being 81. This Pluto, you can see here, Pluto is in Leo. This Pluto in Leo generation, I've noticed that they live a very long time. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. And they, yeah, they're just having this longevity, and it's like a lot of bad things can happen to them, but they can regenerate. And that is because Leo is what is called a fixed sign, and fixed signs have longevity. They make things last, they hold things together. And so she actually has quite a bit of fixed energy because she has, like I mentioned, Pluto in Leo. She has Mars and Jupiter in Leo. And oh, her sun sign is not Taurus. Her Venus is in Taurus. I knew she had something in Taurus. I'm sorry. Her her sun sign is actually Gemini, and her sun is conjunct Uranus, which is why I'm like, I knew she had something Uranian about her. Okay. Her sun and Uranus are very close together. But she does have Venus and Mercury in Taurus, which Taurus is a fixed sign. So she has a lot of fixed energy. That's 5 planets and fixed signs. And wow, that might be why she seems to be timeless. Her music is timeless. Even Smokey Robinson, he hit timeless type of music. And it's this fixity that they have in their chart. Now, we don't know if Smokey is an Aquarius or not. So, on paper, people consider him to be an Aquarius. Maybe he is. And that would add to him having fixity because Aquarius and Scorpio are fixed signs too. And so, yes, so I thought she was an Aquarius because she just has a very unique style. And, she just has this out of otherworldly type of energy about her. I don't know if it's just now, but I think she's always been the type that when she sings, she makes these really quick, loud noises. And so that Uranus energy about her, I've just always kind of seen it. When we begin to learn astrology and understand how it makes people look and act, we can sometimes predict what's there. And so I'm excited to see I'm right, because whenever you have a planet close to, say, for instance, your sun or your moon or your Venus or your Mercury, I'll say even close to your Mars, then it will help to give that planet, or it's almost what one of my teachers describes it as a super planet. It's like this planet is created that consists of both of those planets. And oh my goodness, if three are there, which is possible, sometimes even some people, very rarely, but some people will have multiple planets right there together. It creates this super planet, and it will create something very unique about them. Now, Gemini is a sign that to me confers youthfulness. I looked at her and I think Patti LaBelle had a nose job, but I'm like, she don't look like she didn't had a whole lot of nothing done. Black don't crack. I know. I'm gonna tell y'all, black does crack because if you don't take care of yourself, we all know black cracks. But if you take care of yourself, even just a little bit, wow. So, first of all, Patti LaBelle has this Gemini, sign, and Gemini is a very youthful sign. I find people who are Geminian, who have Capricorn, maybe Pisces, but for sure Geminis and Capricorns, maybe a little bit of Virgo. It's this youthfulness that they have this timeless look. It's almost, I almost get jealous. Almost not quite, because everybody deserves what they got, right? But yeah, she has that youthfulness, and Gemini is light, um, and it likes to move. And so to see that she's 81, still up, moving, singing, in concert, and I mean, moving really well. It's incredible to me, to be honest. So that is interesting, and probably that Uranus energy, because your Uranus is electrical. It'll give you a lot of energy. So having that Uranian energy there is beneficial. Now, I tell you what, this in 2026, she's going to experience her Uranus return. So let me just show you why I'm saying that. So Uranus is I went the wrong way. Uranus is has been in Gemini already. So in 2026 it will return. Let's see here. It will return. Well, maybe she'll. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so it'll return in May, and hers is at 8. Oh, no. No. She won't see Uranus return until maybe next year, year after next, actually. Let's see here. This go Uranus is gonna go up to 5 degrees of Gemini this year. Your Uranus return usually is gonna happen when you're about 84. I'm out of order. So, yeah, she will see her Uranus return in about 3 years, maybe a little bit, maybe 2.5 years. And so that's gonna be super interesting. Not everybody gets to see their Uranus return. These outer planets, the only one we can see while we're still alive is Uranus will make it around the zodiac. The other two planets, Neptune and Pluto, move way too slowly. But she's so close to her Uranus return. But I can tell you what she is going to experience, because y'all saw that Uranus will go up to 5 degrees in 2026, which means that it goes past 3 degrees. Let's see here. Um, so I always give it 2 degrees on each side. So let's find 1 degree, which is already been there. It's already been there. So it'll be at 1 degree in May. So Uranus moved into Gemini in July of 25, and then it moved back out. I think it was November, October, something like that. It moved out. So she got a little taste of Uranus being right there by her sun, but it will be right there at her sun starting in May. And then let's see here. Is this June? Yes. So June, it will be exact. June 18th through July 6th. It'll move forward to the 5th degree, and then it will retrograde. So we will be seeing how that is going to impact Patti LaBelle. That's going to be super fascinating. Personally, Uranus transits can be really hard, to be honest with you, because Uranus wants you to get a breakthrough. It wants you to go to the next level. And the sun is the vitality. So even for young people, if Uranus is going past your sun, then it can create to a certain degree a lot of anxiety. uh it has so much energy, and it creates a lot of things that are unexpected. But when you are older, and that Uranus is going past that sun, the question is it going to help revitalize you, or is it going to like shock your system? So, she experienced it going past her Mercury and her Venus. And so maybe it's going to serve her well. Maybe Uranus going past her sun will serve her well. Let's see here. What else is interesting? We don't really know her moon sign. I can kind of imagine that Patti LaBelle has a moon in Cancer. She seems to be loving, and there's just these topics around family that came up. I just remember her talking about the women who died young, and so she was scared she was going to die young, and she made it. And there's always been a little bit of the sentiment for her around family, as I see it. I do think that these planets in Leo have served her well, because Leo is the entertainer, and um it's a royalty type of energy, and she's royalty. She is absolute royalty in the industry, in our hearts and minds. She is royalty. But I do find when people have a lot of Leo, that it can really help them in their career. Okay, we talked about her having Venus and Mercury in Taurus. And so Taurus is the voice. And so we know that she has a beautiful voice. She has this Mercury there. And what does Mercury rule? Gemini, which is where her sun is. So I'm going to be honest with you. I can imagine she has been a writer of music also. I have to double check that. I don't know. But no question about it. Between Taurus, Gemini, and Leo, she was destined to sing. She was destined to sing. She does have Chiron and Lilith over here in Virgo. So it makes me wonder, what health issues did she have? She's had something, and maybe this is a reflection of the things that were happening with her family, because Virgo has to do with health. And so, yeah, maybe that is why she had this fear, and that was some of the trauma that she experienced with the family. Let's see here. Is she going to have any other she is having a Saturn squaring her Saturn. So I can imagine there is something a little bit challenging coming, but when you have what is called the square, it gives you energy. But when you're older and you're dealing with Saturnian transits, it's a little easier because Saturn is the planet of older people. Um I will say she is gonna get a little bit of a run for the money, because when Saturn and Neptune, oh, I don't know where her moon is. I was gonna talk about this moon, but we don't know where the moon is. I thought, well, if her moon is in Cancer, at some point it will meet with that Saturn and that Neptune. But if it's in Gemini, because the moon is either gonna be in Gemini or it's gonna be in Cancer. That's it. Those are the only two options for her moon. Then that moon has already been experiencing a little bit of a challenging energy from Saturn and Neptune. I bet you her moon is in Cancer. I don't know anything that's been going on with her, but I'm like, her health and wellness looks really good. That Saturn and that Neptune, if they both impact that moon at the same time, it could give her a little bit of a run for the money around health and well-being, because the moon is connected to health also. But hopefully and prayerfully, she's doing a good job of taking care of herself, and it will just kind of, help to shore her up. So yeah, that's what I have to say. I do want to just see how many songs has she written. Okay, so she has not written any songs as I can tell. I just looked at Wikipedia, but one of the ways they described her singing, as outside of being dynamic, is emotive. And I said she's a Cancer moon. I really do think she's a Cancer moon. And it wasn't that her mother died, it was her sisters. I think three of her sisters died young, before they were 50. Um, and so, yeah, that was a interesting read to learn a little bit more about the queen. So, hope that you've enjoyed this and have fun thinking about this beautiful soul who, for me, people like her, Dionne Warwick, Diana Ross. My mother died when I was 27, so sometimes when I see them still alive and singing, it brings a little bit of emotion to me. There's a connection that's there for me, and so to honor them, wow, while they're still here, it's so exciting, because I do plan on looking at Dionne Warwick's chart. My mother used to say, people would say she looked like Dionne Warwick. And then I want to look at Diana Ross's chart. So I hope that you've had fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here. I do ask for a thumbs up if you got something from this video. If you want to support the channel, I appreciate that in advance. All right, you take care. And yeah, let the power of astrology support you in your life. Don't be out there in those streets blind, sister. Okay. Look into astrology. Of course, I'm always here if you need a reading. All right, you take care. Peace and love.